December 20th arrived at Haicheng Airport. Grace Mitchell stepped off private jet. Cold winter air struck her face. 5 years abroad finally ended today. Christmas lights decorated distant airport roads. Soft carols drifted from terminal speakers home, felt familiar yet painfully distant. Success overseas never healed. Missing pieces, she built global fashion empire silently. Master Savannah became legendary, unseen designer royals. Celebrities trusted her. Hidden genius fame felt empty without her children. Her heart shattered 5 years earlier, loss shaped every choice since then. Heels echoed sharply across frozen pavement. Assistant Marcus hurried beside her quickly. He carried umbrella despite clear skies. "Welcome home, Miss Mitchell," he said. Important guests waiting at Grand Hotel. Cooper Musk, growing angry over delay, billion-dollar deal hanging dangerously today. Grace barely processed his urgent words. Her phone vibrated suddenly inside coat. Unknown number sent single silent photo. No message, explanation or warning followed her breath. Caught chest tightening instantly, vision blurred as world slowed down. Photo shattered years of control instantly. 3 children stood before playground. Gates, small bodies framed by winter sunlight. Blonde hair shimmered softly in breeze. Blue eyes stared directly into lens, identical expressions, calm, serious, unmistakable. Each child looked painfully familiar. Somehow they held handwritten cardboard signed together. "Mommy, we found you. Come home." Grace's knees weakened, nearly giving way. Those faces lived inside her memory. Every ultrasound, every stolen hospital image, she knew them beyond logic. Instinctively, these were her children, undeniably hers. Marcus noticed shaking hands and silence. "Miss Mitchell, are you feeling all right, Cooper?" Musk still demanding immediate meeting. Billion-dollar contract risks collapse today. Grace zoomed photo, studying every detail. Small noses, lips, chins mirrored hers. 5 years searching ended within seconds. Airport noise faded completely from hearing. "Tell Mr. Musk, deal postponed immediately. Offer him $2 billion wait week. If he refuses, let him walk." Marcus stared shocked, unable to speak. 6 months of negotiations, dismissed without hesitation. "Your father will be furious," Marcus warned. "My father will understand," Grace replied. "Those are his missing grandchildren too." Marcus examined photo, eyes widening instantly. "Oh my God," he whispered quietly. "You finally found them alive here." Grace straightened, strength flooding back. "Suddenly, I will bring my babies home. Find coordinates attached to this image. I need exact location immediately." Marcus, pull every string. "Call everyone now. Fastest car available, waiting outside." Immediately, Marcus nodded. Already barking, sharp commands. Phones rang, chaos organized. Frantically around black Mercedes roared onto city streets. Marcus drove dangerously, focused, intensely forward. Metadata confirms kindergarten location nearby. Grace, Haicheng International Kindergarten Elite Academy. Tuition, $40,000 yearly per child. Only wealthiest families attend this school. Someone rich kept her children hidden. That realization burned inside her chest. "Hack their database?" Marcus asked carefully. "We don't have time," Grace snapped. "Call school director immediately. Right now. Tell her Grace Mitchell, arriving personally. If she delays, I buy school." Marcus swallowed hard, making the call. 20 minutes later, school gates opened. Grace stormed inside without slowing stride. Perfect lawns, luxury buildings surrounded her. Christmas decorations covered every surface brightly. Children laughter echoed from distant classrooms. Her chest tightened with restrained emotion. They lived here, growing without her. Director Zhao rushed forward, visibly shaken. "Miss Mitchell, this is unexpected visit. Where are they?" Grace demanded, instantly. "The children from this photo." Now Director Zhao carefully composed her face. "Privacy laws prevent student disclosures." "Ma'am, I don't care about your laws. Those children were stolen from me. I search for them every day. You will tell me where they or my father buys this school." Director Geo turned pale and staley, hearing Chairman Mitchell's daughter, the real one. "I never disappeared." Grace said coldly, "I was destroyed when babies vanished." Her hand shook, revealing hospital documents. Original birth certificates dated 5 years. Quadruplets born Grace Elizabeth Mitchell. Mother Director Jiao gasped, eyes widening sharply. "But 3 children attend here only." Someone took my fourth child. Grace's voice cracked despite her strength. Director phone rang, breaking heavy silence. The children request meeting urgently now. They say they know you here. How could they know? Grace whispered. Door opened, revealing three small figures. World tilted off its axis. Instantly blonde hair, blue eyes, identical again. One boy stepped forward confidently, speaking. My name is Ethan, he said. I am 6 years old. I've been tracking you to years, credit cards, flights, hotels, everything monitored. I sent the photo intentionally. Grace stared, disbelief flooding her face. You are just a child. Genius is relative. Ethan replied calmly. 12 minutes required to locate you. Girl stepped forward, ribbons shining proudly. I'm Emma, also 6 years old. I specialize in observation, persuasion, acting. Real mothers don't lock children away. Grace's heart turned cold with rage. Third child spoke quietly, holding notebook. My name is Noah, he said. I document patterns, numbers, behaviors carefully. We knew she wasn't our mother. We waited for you patiently. Grace felt her unease. Slowly, tears escaped, despite iron discipline. Can I touch you? She asked. Can I hug you? Please, obviously. Ethan answered logically, unfazed. Emma hugged fiercely, squeezing tightly, laughing. Noah joined, steady, warm, reassuring presence. Mommy, the word shattered Grace completely. She sobbed, holding them desperately close. 5 years, pain dissolved into relief. I'm sorry, I didn't know they told me. You died, it's okay, Mommy. Emma whispered gently, bad people lied to you, but we are here alive. Grace laughed through streaming tears. You are perfect, everyone. Ethan nodded, proud of compliment. Received, we inherited intelligence from you. What about our father? Noah asked. Grace froze, dread flooding expression instantly. Do you know who he? Ethan pulled tableau, displaying researched profiles. We narrowed candidates to 3 men, but one matches perfectly genetically. Sebastian Hayes, our biological brother. Grace Hart stopped, completely hearing name. Alexander Hayes, billionaire corporate leader. Our father doesn't know we exist. Someone separated all of us, deliberately? Grace stood resolve, hardening completely. Now this ends today, she promised firmly. No more hiding, lies, manipulation. We bring everyone together safely. Whoever did this will answer. Family reunification begins right now. Children exchanged knowing, confident glances. Phase 1, success, Ethan whispered proudly. Phase 2, confrontation begins tonight. Grace inhaled, steadying her emotions. Nothing will stop her now. The hunt for truth begins. Evening shadows stretched across kindergarten halls. Grace stood steady, holding children close. Director Zhao guided everyone toward office. Phones buzzed quietly with incoming alerts. Police units confirmed discreet arrival outside. Marcus waited nearby, coordinating legal response. Grace's mind raced, planning next steps. Years of searching demanded immediate justice. Children sat calmly, unusually observant together. Ethan adjusted glasses, scanning security cameras. Emma studied faces, reading emotional reactions. Noah counted time, writing careful notes. Director Jiao cleared throat, breaking silence. Legal guardian, arriving soon, she announced. Rebecca Harper requested urgent meeting. Explanation, Grace's jaw tightened. Hearing that name, tell her nothing else. Director Jiao. Say only Grace Mitchell waits here. Director nodded. Fear visible in eyes. Office door closed heavy. Tension lingered. Grace knelt, meeting children's steady gazes. Are you okay? She asked softly. We are now, Ethan answered confidently. Being with you feels correct. Emma squeezed Grace's hand, smiling bravely. Noah nodded, expression serious but calm. Grace breathed deeply, containing rising anger. Years of rage demanded careful control. Footsteps echoed outside hallway, approaching fast. Rebecca Harper entered, face pale, frozen. Her eyes locked onto Grace. Instantly, fear, recognition, guilt flashed quickly across you. Grace's whispered voice, dangerously calm. Rebecca stammered, forcing weak smile. Forward, I don't understand why police here. These are my children, legally adopted. James Chun stepped forward, holding documents. Actually, these papers contain multiple forgeries. Rebecca's eyes darted, seeking escape route. This is mistake, she insisted, shakily. Grace stood, towering, unwavering, controlled fury. You stole my children, she said. 5 years. You lied, manipulated, abused. Emma flinched. At word abuse quietly, Rebecca raised hands. Defensively, trembling badly, I gave them good life. You locked Emma away, Grace snapped. You struck Noah when questioned origins. You monitored Ethan, fearing his intelligence. Rebecca collapsed into chair, sobbing loudly. I needed money, she cried desperately. Someone approached me at hospital ward. They promised debt relief, full payment. All I had to do. Make babies disappear during evacuation. Chaos. Grace fists. Clenched nails. Biting palms. Ethan quietly recorded every confession word. Noah noted timestamps. Precision carefully maintained. Emma watched Rebecca, assessing truthfulness. Who hired you? Grace demanded coldly. I never saw faces, Rebecca sobbed. Encrypted messages, burner phones, only instructions. Warehouse drop, location abandoned, trap waiting. I panicked. Couldn't return all babies. I kept 3 fearing consequences. Grace's voice shook. Where's fourth? Rebecca looked up, eyes full terror. I left him hospital emergency room. Thought someone would save him. James June nodded, confirming records verified. Alexander Hayes. Found baby that night, adopted him unknowingly. Biological father. Gray's closed eyes, absorbing cruel irony. Fate reunited, one child accidentally alone. Police sirens sounded softly, approaching building. Rebecca began pleading, bargaining, cooperation, desperately. I will testify against them all. Grace stared unmoved, pain overriding sympathy. Too late for mercy today. Officers entered quietly, cuffs ready, waiting. Rebecca screamed, collapsing, completely defeated. Emma turned face, bearing into Grace. Noah took deep breaths, steadying emotions. Ethan watched silently, jaw clenched tight. Rebecca Harper, arrested, escorted outside, crying, door closed, leaving heavy quiet behind. Grace sank chair, trembling, exhaustion hitting. James June placed reassuring hand nearby. We will trace financial trails soon. Whoever planned this will surface. Grace nodded, resolve stronger than fear. Children moved closer, forming small circle. Are we safe now? Emma asked. For now, Grace answered softly. Honestly, but more truth still waits. Ethan tapped tablet, pulling data screens. We traced payments through shell companies. Pattern leads toward powerful family. Names still unconfirmed, yet emerging. Noah added timelines cross-referenced thoroughly. All evidence points toward corporate influence. Grace's heart pounded, sensing storm ahead. Director Jiao returned, visibly shaken, apologetic. I had no idea, ma'am. Grace met her eyes, searching truth. Help us protect children moving forward. Director nodded. Immediately fully cooperative. Police secured premises, media kept outside. Grace looked down at children. Again, we go home together tonight. No more hiding, fear, silence. Emma smiled, relief flooding expression. Ethan checked watch, calculating next phase. Noah closed notebook. Decision, finalized. Grace's phone, vibrated and known. Incoming call. Marca's voice, urgent through speaker. Now Alexander Hayes, requesting immediate meeting. He arrived kindergarten, demanding explanation. Grace froze. Destiny, converging rapidly. Children exchanged knowing, synchronized glances. This is him, Noah whispered. Quietly, our father, Emma said softly. Grace swallowed, heart racing uncontrollably. Prepare conference room. Grace instructed calmly. Marcus confirm, legal presence immediately. Director Gio nodded, moving quickly ahead. Footsteps echoed, powerful, confident, approaching corridor. Alexander Hayes entered, face tense, concerned. Where's my son? He asked. Grace stepped forward, meeting his gaze. Alexander recognition sparked, eyes widening slowly. 5 years memory collided painfully. Now children emerged, standing united behind Grace. Sebastian stepped forward, excited, confused, smiling. Dad, these are my siblings. We are quadruplets, Sebastian announced proudly. Alexander froze, breath stole in disbelief, overwhelming. 4 identical faces mirrored before him. Gray's voice steady despite trembling hands. We need to talk privately. Years of lies end tonight. Alexander nodded, still staring children's faces. Everything will change after this. Director closed door sealing moment. Silence-filled room, thick, electric charged. Ethan broke it, calmly, confidently speaking. Statistical probability confirms paternity. 99. Grace met Alexander's stunned, searching eyes. Truth landed heavy, undeniable, irreversible. Alexander exhaled. Slowly, world shifting forever. My son, my children, he whispered. Grace nodded, tears finally spilling free. Family reunited under impossible circumstances. Pain, truth, relief collided together. Violently outside, city lights shimmered through windows. Christmas carols drifted faintly again. Destiny chosen this night, deliberately no turning back from truth. Confrontation with past just beginning, powerful enemies still remain hidden. Grace straightened, preparing next battle. We protect our family. Now together, Grace and Alexander agreed. Children moved closer, unified, strong, fearless. Phase to success. Ethan whispered softly, Phase 3, accountability begins tomorrow. Grace looked at every face. Love hardened into unbreakable resolve. No more stolen years allowed. Justice will follow relentlessly forward. Family bonds formed stronger than fear. Night deepened outside, holding secrets. This story far from finished. Tomorrow would test them all. Grace squeezed Alexander's hand firmly. Whatever comes we face, together children, nodded agreement. Absolute trust war, for truth, officially began. Silence ended, replaced by determination. Destiny had chosen its side. Morning light entered conference room. Softly, Grace sat beside Alexander. Quietly, steady children occupied chairs, forming tight group. Lawyers assembled documents across polished table. Media. Presser waited outside building impatiently. Police secured perimeter, preventing information leaks. Grace focused breathing, maintaining calm control. Alexander watched children, protective, silent resolve. Sebastian leaned closer, seeking reassurance. Gently, you okay, Dad? He whispered. Alexander nodded, squeezing son's shoulder firmly. We are okay together, always. James Chun reviewed evidence, methodically aloud, financial trails traced through layered accounts. Shell companies, linked to Hayes' family. Silence fell thick, heavy realization spread. Alexander's face hardened, absorbing betrayal. Truth, my mother planned all this. Grace felt pain, empathy, conflict. Mixed. Children listened, quietly, unusually restrained. Now Emma broke silence, voice trembling softly. She wanted to control you. Ethan nodded, logic confirming, motive clearly. Power, wealth, obsession pattern, consistent historically. Noah added dates, times proving. Coordinated. Grace placed hand over Alexander's gently. We handle this legally, cleanly. No shortcuts, no emotional explosions. Alexander exhaled, nodding agreement firmly. I will confront her properly. Lawyers prepared warrants, subpoenas, swiftly. Police coordinated arrest strategy. Carefully. Grace's phone buzzed. Incoming, private call. Chairman Mitchell requesting immediate update. Grace answered calmly, explaining entire situation. Anger thundered through father's voice instantly. No one touches my grandchildren again. Full resources, mobilized, protective measures, activated. Grace felt relief, support unwavering present. Children watched, impressed by grandfather's response. Ethan whispered, backup secured, redundancy confirmed. Emma smiled, reassured, safety increasing now. Noah closed notebook, mission progressing steadily. Alexander stood pacing room, conflicted deeply. Confronting mother felt unbearable, heavy, but children deserved absolute protection. Justice Director Gia returned, confirming readiness. Julia Hayes arriving under legal summons. Grace's heart pounded, anticipating confrontation. Past wounds reopened, anger, sadness combined. Children exchanged glances, synchronized, prepared. Do we stay? Emma asked quietly. Yes, Grace replied firmly. Together? Julia Hayes entered, composed, elegant, cold. Her eyes assessed, room calculating outcomes. Alexander stood meeting, her gaze steadily. Mother, we need to talk. Julia smiled thinly, feigning concern. What is this absurd accusation? Grace stepped forward, holding evidence. Folder, you paid nurse, kidnapped babies. Julia's expression flickered, barely perceptible lies. Grace, she snapped sharply. James Chun slid documents across the table. Bank transfers, recordings, witness testimonies compiled. Julia scanned papers. Composure cracking slowly. This was for family stability. You manipulated, destroyed lives, Alexander said. 5 years, stolen from my children. Julia voice, hardened, defending, twisted logic. I protected our legacy. Future. Grace, eyes burned with controlled fury. Children are not bargaining tools. They are human lives, precious. Emma stepped forward, courage blazing eyes. You hurt my mommy? Julia stiffened, surprised by child's boldness. Ethan followed, speaking calm, precise tone. Data confirms psychological abuse patterns. Present. Noah added long-term trauma, documented. Sebastian clenched fists, silent tears, forming. Julia recoiled finally, losing control. This is ridiculous, she protested weakly. Officers entered, standing ready behind. Julia Hayes, you are under arrest. Charges include conspiracy, kidnapping, fraud. Julia screamed, rage, disbelief, betrayal, flooding. Alexander turned away, unable watch. Grace held children, shielding them gently, handcuffs closed, echoing finality. Loud. Julia escorted out, shouting accusations wildly. Door closed, ceiling, past crimes, silence-filled room, heavy cleansing. Alexander sank, chair head lowered. Grace knelt before him, supportive. It's over, she whispered, softly. Children gathered, hugging parents tightly. We are safe together now. Tears fell freely, no shame present. Pain released, healing slowly, beginning. Marcus entered, reporting media, containment success. Public narrative, controlled legal statements prepared. Grace nodded, trusting team competence. Children asked about returning home. Yes, Grace smiled warmly. Finally, tonight, we sleep together, safely. Ethan calculated new security protocols quickly. Emma planned room decorations, excitedly. Noah scheduled therapy, counseling sessions. Sebastian smiled, relieved, hopeful future. Alexander stood, renewed, purpose clear. Family comes first, always. Now they exited, building united, strong. Cameras flashed, but distance maintained. Grace shielded children from chaos. Car doors closed, world muffled. Ride home, quiet, reflective, emotional. City lights passed like memories. Grace watched children breathe peacefully. 5 years, pain slowly dissolving. Alexander reached for Grace's hand. Thank you, he whispered sincerely. We did this together. Home awaited, filled with promise. Mansion gates opened, welcoming embrace. Children ran inside, claiming rooms, laughing. Grace stood doorway, absorbing miracle. Family restored under same roof. Alexander joined, wrapping arm around. This feels like destiny repaired. Grace smiled, tears shimmering eyes. Tomorrow, new challenges surely arise. But tonight, peace finally arrived. Children voices echoed, happy, carefree. Emma called for bedtime story. Noah reminded, homework schedule exists. Ethan adjusted, cameras checking perimeters. Sebastian laughed, racing siblings upstairs. Grace laughed hard. Lightful years, darkness replaced by warmth. Alexander watched, scene awestruck, grateful we survived. Impossible odds together, justice served, truth revealed, family healed. Yet futures still unwritten, ahead new beginnings, formed from ashes. Grace felt, strength, purpose renewed. No fear remains, only love. Night settled, gentle, protective silence. Christmas lights glowed softly outside. Home finally felt complete again. Children asleep, dreams safe, secure. Grace and Alexander sat quietly, holding hands, breathing shared relief. Tomorrow, planning, rebuilding. Life begins. Therapy, lawyers, schools, adjustments ahead. But foundation strong, unbreakable now. Family forged through truth, pain, nothing can separate them. Again, Grace whispered promise to herself, never let them suffer again. Alexander nodded, sharing vow, silently. House breathed calm, steady rhythm. Storm passed, leaving clear sky. Phase 3 complete successfully tonight. Only future chapters remain unwritten. Hope replaced, fear finally, fully. Grace closed eyes, thankful, grounded. Love proves stronger than cruelty. Family endured against all odds. Tomorrow belongs to them now. Peace wrapped house, like blanket. Silence carried promise of joy. Healing began with shared sleep. Night ended, nightmare permanently closed. Morning would bring brighter days together. They would face everything. United family, unstoppable force. Formed destiny, corrected cruel mistake. Finally, home reclaimed, hearts restored. Fully the future opened wide ahead. Months passed, bringing calm, structured routines. Families settled into guarded, peaceful rhythm. Security strengthened around every shared space. Therapy sessions helped wounds slowly close. School mornings returned with laughter again. Grace balanced work, motherhood intentionally present. Alexander shifted priorities, protecting family first. Children thrived, feeling finally chosen safe. Ethan redirected brilliance, Toward ethical learning, Emma expressed creativity through design clubs. Noah found comfort numbers, planning order. Sebastian enjoyed stability, friendship, growing confidence. Court proceedings advance with overwhelming evidence. Conspirators exposed financial trails, unraveled publicly. Justice moves slowly, yet undeniably forward. Media interest. Fated truths stood firm. Courtroom silence marked accountability finally achieved. Family breathed together, burden lifting gradually. Holidays approached, bringing mixed emotions quietly. Memories reframed through healing conversations. Nightly grace created traditions centered on togetherness. Alexander cooked dinners, learning family recipes. Children helped, decorating laughter, filling rooms. Christmas arrived, wrapped with cautious joy. Tree lights shimmered, reflecting hopeful faces. Gifts emphasized presence. Time shared meaning. Grace watched children open surprises, smiling. Alexander felt gratitude, overwhelming yet grounding that night. Stories replaced old nightmares. Family gathered close, listening, breathing together. Grace spoke softly about resilience, strength. Alexander thanked children for courage, patience. Ethan acknowledged teamwork surpasses individual genius. Emma hugged parents, expressing trust openly. Noah noted progress measured in smiles. Sebastian laughed, teasing siblings gently. Now, midnight bells chimed. Peaceful transition onward. New year promised steadier days ahead. Spring followed blossoms, mirrored renewal. Inside therapy ended milestones celebrated quietly together. School awards recognized effort, kindness, growth. Grace attended events, cheering loud, proudly. Alexander volunteered, coaching community programs weekly. Children learned service, empathy, responsibility. Gradually, family vacations planned without fear anymore. Travel felt safe, shared memories forming. Grace designed collections inspired by motherhood. Alexander invested ethically, prioritizing human impact. Public lives remained guarded, intentionally, private. Home remained sanctuary, laughter, learning, love. Birthdays celebrated, simply, meaningfully together. Candles lit, wishes spoken honestly. Aloud, children wished for safety, happiness, unity. Grace wished for peace, continuity, joy. Alexander wished for strength, protection, guidance. Summer arrived with longer, carefree evenings. Backyard games replaced anxious watchfulness slowly. Ethan taught coding ethics clubs nearby. Emma hosted fashion shows, charity-focused. Noah managed budgeting for school events. Sebastian led teams promoting inclusion, sports, family. Pride grew quietly. Authentically earned one evening letters arrived from court. Final appeals. Denied sentences upheld firmly. Grace read outcome. Exhaling long breath. Alexander closed file. Chapter ended permanently. Children celebrated justice without bitterness. Now forgiveness, discussed, not forced, respected, always. Healing recognized as ongoing chosen path. Autumn leaves fell, symbolizing closure cycles. School transitions handled with parental presence. Grace attended parent meetings, consistently engaged. Alexander learned listening, patience, humility daily. Children trusted adults beyond family. Again, friendships deepened. Support networks expanded naturally. Anniversary marked quiet dinner, reflection, gratitude. Grace thanked Alexander for steadfast courage. Alexander thanked Grace for unwavering love. Children surprised parents, handmade gifts, heartfelt words, written, clumsy, sincere, deeply moving. Family photo captured laughter, imperfect reel frame hung near doorway. Greeting days. Winter returned softer, less threatening. Now snow fell peaceful, blanketing old scars. Grace watched from window, smiling gently. Alexander joined, sharing warm cocoa mugs. Children built snow figures, naming characters. Laughter echoed, replacing past fear entirely. Night settled, calm, stars bright above. Grace reflected. Journey from loss, recovery, strength born through truth, love, persistence. Alexander felt humbled, changed, grateful, grounded. Children slept dreams, safe, protected, secure. House breathed, rhythm of ordinary life. Morning routines resumed, breakfast, chowder plans. Grace packed lunches, notes, encouragement included. Alexander walked children to school daily. Community recognized family resilience. Story, respectfully fame, avoided privacy, cherished, intentionally chosen. Grace continued designing under real name, work-aligned values, authenticity, purpose, clarity. Alexander restructured company, ethical commitments, public children, learned impact choices carry forward. Years passed, milestones celebrated together, consistently, challenges arose, met united communication, honest family meetings, ensured voices heard, respected trust, rebuilt, stronger, wiser, resilient bonds. Grace taught children boundaries, courage, kindness. Alexander modeled accountability, integrity, compassion. Daily children grew confident, empathetic, curious, brave. Holidays returned, without shadows, haunting nights. Candles glowed warmth-filled rooms. Fully Grace whispered gratitude for second chance. Alexander squeezed hand agreement. Silent, strong children laughed, arguing, playful sibling, chaos. Home thrived, imperfect, joyful, secure, alive. Lessons learned, etched deeply into hearts. Love chosen daily actions, promises, kept past, acknowledged no longer controlling future. Grace released last remnants of fear. Alexander forgave himself, moving forward, freely. Children. Trusted world, again, cautiously hopeful family story, shared selectively, helping others. Advocacy supported victims, finding voices, past Grace-funded programs, protecting vulnerable families. Alexander championed transparency oversight reforms. Publicly, children volunteered, mentoring younger students weekly. Kindness multiplied, creating meaningful ripples. Winter evening fire crackled softly, nearby. Grace read. Bedtime chapter, calmly smiling. Alexander tucked blankets, checking lights, quietly. Children whispered, good night, safe, content, loved. House settled, peaceful, protective embrace. Grace closed door, breathing. Relief, gratitude. Alexander joined porch, watching snowfall together. Silence spoke volumes, comfort, companionship, trust. Journey transformed, pain into purpose, enduring family, forged stronger through truth, resilience. Night sky shimmered, stars steady, constant. Tomorrow promised, ordinary, beautiful moments ahead. Grace felt home fully, finally restored. Alexander felt fatherhood, partnerhood, aligned, complete. Children dreamed, futures bright, supported, guided. Story closed, chapter healing. Firmly written, new chapters continue. Beyond these pages, family endures, choosing love every day. Thank you for listening, staying present. This tale honors courage, patience, hope, lives rebuilt through truth, compassion, unity. Darkness yields when light persists. Bravely, healing requires time, care, accountability, love. Family is chosen, protected, nurtured daily. May resilience inspire your own journey. Hold loved ones close. Protect fiercely. Stories remind us healing is possible. Ordinary days become miracles. With love, this family found peace together. Finally, your support keeps stories alive. Meaningful, share kindness, courage, wherever you go. Remember, every voice deserves safety. Truth matters. Justice heals communities, families. Thank you for watching until end. More stories await hearts. Ready listening? Stay curious, compassionate, strong always. We appreciate your time, attention, trust. Until next tale, stay safe. Keep believing healing paths exist. Support creators who tell meaningful stories. Your engagement helps us continue. Every view, comment, share matters. Join our growing storytelling family. Discover Hidden Tales, inspiring hope. New stories arriving very soon. Stay connected for future journeys. One final message before ending. Subscribe to Hidden Tale Stories.